Welcome, one and all. It's time for day 3 of the Pokemon Sapphire Randomizer. For maximum efficiency, I'm starting right at the entrance to Mount Pyre and I'm running right in. Because I have turned over a new leaf. I am pleased to announce that I will no longer be distracted by items. Well, what's that down there? I don't care. I'm gonna move on ahead, get to my goal. I'm not gonna get items, I'm not gonna get berries. Do I know the rest TM is in Lily Cove? Yes. Did I go get it? No. Because the old me who would have gotten it is dead. They died the second the current me decided to lock the fuck in. But during the grinding earlier, the eagle-eyed among you may have seen that things were looking a little interesting with Phoebe for a moment. I don't know what happened or why, but when Phoebe evolved from Igglybuff into Togetic, suddenly... I keep saying she because the real-life cat that Phoebe's named after is a girl, but I think at that point Phoebe was currently a guy. He had like 60,000 HP or something like that, and so when I got into a battle, you know, for science, like I had to see if this was a permanent glitch, because if it was, like that's way too much HP. Like if Phoebe is just never gonna die, then I've got to use something else, because that's just not fair. And so I got into a battle to see what would happen, and it turns out what happened was a Geodude used Rock Blast, which, you know, started to damage Phoebe. And with that much HP, it seems like the game didn't really know what to do. So that's why you saw all those glitchy symbols and the numbers. And eventually, like, it took a long time. Like, I turned on speed up just to get through a little bit faster. And even then, it took a couple minutes for HP to go down. And then, that was only the first hit of Rock Blast. And so, when it's, you know, did the second hit, it had to do the whole thing again. So it took a long time to get out of that battle. But as soon as I did, I healed Phoebe at the Pokemon Center, and HP was back to normal. So, it hasn't happened again. The rest of the grinding went by without issue, so I'm gonna hang on to Phoebe and just keep an eye on him. Or whatever Phoebe is currently. My party's full of gender-fluid icons. Phoebe's currently a guy. Alright. So on the agenda today is finish Mount Pyre, go back to Lily Cove, do the Team Aqua hideout, not get my Master Ball, but that's okay, I can live with that. Then Moss Deep Gym, get Dive, go to the Seafloor Cavern. Then we're going to go to Zootopolis, we're going to do Cave of Origin, beat the gym, Victory Road, Pokemon League, and we're done. Now will that all get done today? I'm gonna do my best. Alright, I'm gonna break my word just a little bit and have my final rival battle. We'll bid our farewell to May. And her Volbeat. How about I use Fly? See, this right here would be a problem if being the Torkoal actually knew the moves a Torkoal might know. So, that Crab Hammer though, that actually is kind of a problem, but you know, I guess we'll never know. And next up we have Clamperl. Clamperl's so cute. You know, it's kind of out of the way to get Huntail and Gorbis, but I actually did do it when I was a kid. I traded with my brother, because you can only get the scanner or the, you know, one scanner per game. So for me, I got Gorbis and he got Huntail because we were able to be traded with each other. So I have had a Gorbis at one point in my life. And it was just one of those Pokemon, like, I didn't use it on the team, but it just felt special to have because it's so rare. There is a car alarm going off. I don't know how audible that was. Hopefully not very. I've also got guys going around washing the windows of my building, so if they get to mine, I don't know if that's gonna make noise too. Alright, Bean, I knew you could do it. during the grinding montage, I got... My initial thought was to get everybody up to the same level as Bean, which at the time was 44. And then the thought occurred to me that that might be a bit much for this point in the game. Like, when I get to Kyogre, that's gonna be 45. Like, look at, like, May here is, you know, mid-30s, so... I'm not setting any sort of limit for myself on levels, but at the same time, I'd like to not go over by too much. Over by a little bit would be fine with me, because that way, if something randomizes into something ridiculous, then I can still beat it, but just through brute force. Alright, I'm gonna heal, and then off to the hideout. Only been live for 20 minutes, 10 of those was for the grinding montage. I think I'm making pretty good time. I don't care about your berry, because I'm locking in. But I will take the time to admire these beautiful Wailmer. Right, I forgot about the submarine. Okay. Slight detour, approximately 1,000,000 times. I'm a Pokemon master, guys, I swear. I was about to say that I like Wailmer, and that when Gen 3 was new, and I saw Wailmer for the first time, I was so excited, because I love whales. My first favorite Jesus Christ. My first favorite animal is cats, but second is whales, so a whale Pokemon was exciting. And I've just been fond of Wailmer in general ever since. Shout out to that question mark box that we like never see again. Alright, now for realsies. We're going to the hideout. I still don't care about your berry. I don't care about your rest TM. I don't care about the hidden, I think there's a hidden heart scale down there. I don't care about it. We're making progress. Yeah, the Pokemon League is going to be interesting because, you know, a randomized 5-trainer gauntlet sounds a little scary, but there is a possibility that they're just going to randomize to Caterpie. So it could be really easy, or it could be really difficult, I don't really know. Egg Bomb. I don't know, 75 accuracy. Simply not doing it for me. And I would need to, if I wanted to upgrade my normal type strength, I would have to, you know, something that has more strength than strength. I'd have to go to the move deleter anyway, so nah. Sorry, Bean. See, look, the Elite Four could have a bunch of those. Yeah, if the timing works out, having Nathan be a Charizard during the Elite Four fight is going to be great, but he's not going to stay one. And it'll take a while to come back around to it. I'm just happy I got to have a Charizard at all. Because it is one of my favorites. Like, it's not a very interesting favorite to have, because, you know, everybody likes Charizard, but, you know, people like it for a reason. It's cool. Oh, Skitty. No one ever randomized to you, and that's unfortunate. I kind of feel the same about Skitty as I do about Spiel. Like, its sprite in this game is so cute, like, cuter than any of its future sprites. Alright, the hideout took less time than I thought. Perhaps I am being too efficient, if such a thing is possible. And there we go. Now the submarine leaves, and off we go to Moss Deep. It's entirely possible that skipping these trainers is going to come back to bite me once I do head to the Elite Four. Alright. And I'm gonna do this. And I'm gonna do this. That's appropriate for this gym. Yeah, that kid I walked past on the way to the Pokémon Center said something about going Wailmer watching. And as a kid, I loved that piece of dialogue because, you know, any mention of Wailmer just kind of made me happy. So I'm not that scared of the Tate Liza fight, because they're only gonna have 2 Pokemon. Speaking of Wailmer, hello! I had to murder a Skitty, now I have to murder a Wailmer. I'm just having to murder all these Pokemon that I like. See, I'm hurting them physically, and in the process I'm hurting myself emotionally. Oh, there's a version of Nathan. Alright, I think it's time for a Nathan versus Nathan duel. Maybe not. I suppose I could take this opportunity to... Oh yeah, I didn't point it out. I actually think I might have picked it up during the grinding, I don't remember, but I picked up a Sacred Ash, so that might, you know, if things go absolutely horribly during the Elite Four, that might help. The best I've got is Super Potions, maybe? I haven't really been buying potions, because I've just been running back to the Pokémon Center. I will not be satisfied unless I finish this with an Ice Punch. That right there is precisely why. There we go. I was hoping it would get right. Maybe this trainer should have been the gym leader. You know, this is fair. The real Nathan, I guarantee, is not awake right now. And there we go. Justice has been served. Well, that was something. I healed Bean's HP, but I didn't defrost her. Oh boy. Okay, what shenanigans await me? I think Nathan's probably the best tab up front. Like, Phoebe is, you know... The type coverage is not amazing. Phoebe did get Aeroblast during the grinding, but that's only got 5 power points. Like, I'm not going to argue with 95 accuracy for that power, but still, you know, we all know what 95 accuracy actually means in this game. But in terms of coverage, I think, honestly, Nathan and Mags might be the best I've got. Okay, how about I do that, and then we'll do that. There we go, 42. Nathan is exactly where he should be. Alright, I was expecting that to do more, but... oh well. How about we just... make sure Polygraph gets out of here before that sheer cold actually works. I'm gonna try not to be gross and clear my throat with my mic too often, but my throat is super phlegmy, and I don't know why. It was fine before I went live, which is generally how it works, I suppose. There we go. Easiest gym fight of my life. And now I grab... dive, and then off we go. Thank you, good sir. Maybe when all is said and done, we can come back here and get the Beldum just to see what it randomizes to. Oh, I guess I need to teach dive to somebody, huh? Because I don't know that that's a move I'm interested in using in battle. Like, it's not an awful one by any means, but... I think I kind of like Mag's moves the way they are. Like, look at that. Dive is only 60, so it'd be the same as Aerial Ace, and, you know... God. Let me see if I've got... Okay. Yeah. There we go. We'll go Mags, unless I've got somebody in the PC currently who could learn it. Because I've got... My only thought would be Bob. Because, you know, water type, but, you know, Surskit doesn't really strike me as something that could really learn dive. Didn't think so. Alright, Mags it is. Alright, and here we go. My silly little dive sprite. I love diving. It's good music. It's good opening reroll. I'm sorry, I got distracted by an item, but it was on the beaten path. Oh god, I forgot. Oh. Alright. We're turning around. I may be stupid. Okay. Let's try this again. Well, not being stupid, if I can manage such a thing. Go, Nathan, go. This fight always used to give me so much trouble as a kid. But, you know, as a kid, he didn't have a Ralts. Then again, perhaps I spoke too soon. Alright, no more thunders. But I can deal with that. Alright, go Nathan. Excellent. Bean has been avenged. Alright. Wakey wakey, Kyogre. Alright, off to Sutopolis. And beyond. You know, maybe declaring Surskit my enemy in previous streams was a mistake, and, you know, all my animosity should have been directed towards Poliwag instead. And here we go. Bean can live once more. Bean can rise like a phoenix from the ashes. I don't think I need... you know... I don't know what to believe anymore. I keep forgetting everything about these games. I'm a fool. I'm a fraud. I've bamboozled you all into thinking I was good at Pokemon. But I'm fairly sure I don't need Strength or Rock Smash for the Cave of Origin. It'll be real quick, but I'm just gonna bring along Nathan 2 Electric Boogaloo anyway. Even though technically this is Nathan 1, and Nathan 2 Electric Boogaloo is the one I'm using. This is almost Elite Four time. Almost Victory Road time, rather. And that for sure needs Strength and Rock Smash, so you know, if I were to deposit Nathan 1 now, that wouldn't be efficient, and I'm all about efficiency these days. Oh, I have to find Waterfall. It's in here somewhere. And that means somebody else has to have an HM move. I love Mies in Gen 3, but, you know, the decision to eventually do away with HMs was a good decision. Like, even in Gen 5, when they were still a thing, they just weren't required for progress. It was just, you know, Strength would get you some, you know, extra out-of-the-way items. There we go. Alright, if Surskit couldn't learn Dive, I kinda doubt it could learn, Waterfall. I'd kind of rather not use it on somebody else on the team, but you know, when Megs or when Nathan becomes a Poliwag, rather, even then he's already got Surf. Someone's gonna have to turn into my childhood Swampert that do Strength, Rock Smash, Surf, and Waterfall. Alright, Kyogre. You appear to be a Kyogre, but what are you really? Besides very small. Alright. You know, it's Kyogre adjacent. Okay, I have to try. Let's see. It's not a water type anymore. Great Ball it is. Alright, fair enough. I thought Rayquaza was supposed to be the one, you know, preventing the weather from destroying the world. Maybe I've got my lore mixed up. Maybe things just work differently here in Sapphire. It wasn't until Emerald that Rayquaza had a change of heart, perhaps. Alright, that was fun. You know what? I was talking shit about Phoebe's dig, but here we go. Look at that. A game changer. Alright, we're making one last detour. Or... No, it wasn't. It was not you. It's the person I'm thinking of is in a house. I actually think she's on the other side. I'm trying to find the lady who gives me a Wailmer doll, just because you know. Today's stream has been all about Wailmer. Now I don't want to waste too much time, because that wouldn't be efficient. You're the Barbuch and Shroomish guys. What about... Nope, not here. Why am I so bad at Pokemon? I'm pretty sure it's this one. No, it's not you either. What about this one? There we go. Thank you. If I just, you know... absolutely kill it, and just breeze through to the end of the game... maybe we can do a secret base decorating extravaganza. I guess this Phoebe, you know, same loop as what Mags is currently in, which means it'll eventually become a Seadra. And then I've got a Waterfall user. Alright, sure. Or I could bring along the Ivysaur cast form, just to see what it turns into, because, you know, I was complaining about not having any variety, and I'm becoming part of the problem. So let's give the XP share to Ivysaur and see if it turns into a water type. And if it does, I can give it Waterfall duty. That said, every XP point is going to count if I'm not going to stop and grind, so this is actually maybe not an amazing idea. Okay, what I'm going to do is use my rare candy on Ivysaur, see what it turns into. If it's a water type, we go Waterfall on Ivysaur. If not, then we'll wait. The next time I see a wild water type, I will catch it, it will use Waterfall. Alright. I have this sneaking suspicion that Ampharos cannot use Waterfall. But there we go, variety. I just made a sweeping gesture with my hand, as if anybody can see it. After all that inefficient nonsense, I think it's time that we go to the gym. And I'm not gonna have to fight a single trainer, because I know what I'm doing. Look at that. I'm efficient, I'm skilled, I'm amazing, I'm a Pokemon master. Just kidding, no I'm not. I already see the problem. Alright. I was asking for that, really. Here we go. A baby puzzle for babies. Look at me go. with such grace, such poise, such efficiency. Okay. I know exactly what I need to do. I need to do this. And I need to do this. And here we go. No, I think I had to go the other way? Because that doesn't work either. Am I just an idiot? I think I'm just an idiot. Because I don't have I either get the bottom two or the top two, but not all three. I know it's been a little bit since I've done this, but still. Okay. Let's do a little bit of plotting and planning here. Go here, then up there, and then like that, and like that, and... Okay, I think I have my game plan. I went the wrong way. That was the problem. But not a problem that I cannot overcome. There we go. First try. Okie doke. This is just great, not a great type combination for the moves I have on Bean. Everything's either neutral or not very effective. I think Fly did more damage, but 2 turns means twice the chances to get fully paralyzed. Alright, there, we'll use everything. Just kidding, we're not. You know what? Maybe. I can just, you know... Let's let Nathan handle this. How about we go... I think this should be super effective, because Rock is not... It's not very effective. There we go. Ugh. How is this Lily the biggest obstacle I face today? Hooray! I'm good at Pokemon, guys. Chinchou, let's go... It might be fun to spread the love around, but, you know, Bean's got Needle Arm, which I think is gonna work out just fine. But there's always that to consider. Oh, good job, Bean. Okay, what I'd give for a full store right now. But now that Lily's out of the picture, hopefully I won't just get re-paralyzed. If I go ahead and heal this. Alright, and this does how much? Maybe I could take another one if it low rolls. Alright, I think this is fine. Yeah, that looks pretty fine. That's not, though. I forgot about the accuracy drop. Alright, fine. Point taken. Let's, I'm just not terribly confident anybody's taken a Muddy Water. Maybe Nathan? But then it would just switch to Blizzard. How about... How fast is Mags? Faster than a Chinchou, maybe? Phoebe's actually the fastest. What a situation I'm in. Or even the mighty Bean cannot carry me to victory. I mean, she can, she just has to not miss. Alright, Bean. There we go. And there we go. What was I worried about? And Cloister. Yeah, we'll switch to get rid of that accuracy drop, and then... I'd prefer Thunderbolts, but Shockwave will do. I don't want to deal with the paralysis. Excellent. And I know I could take another Thrash, so I can take this opportunity to get rid of said paralysis, in the event that I'm in a situation only Nathan can get me out of. See, look, when I'm not over-leveled, aren't things exciting? And Beautifly. Let's... I'll stick with Mags. I'll just heal and Flamethrower. That is one intimidating Beautifly, alright. Okay. I mean, it's just gonna do it again. Not as if there's any reality where I run out of Hyper Potions if I have 95 of them, but... whatever. I will just go back to Bean, why not? There. Vengeance for Mags. And Slowbro is a chonky boy, but I can deal with that. Because I believe in Bean. Alright. Flawless victory. Nothing bad happened at all. That was amazing. Alright, gotta keep my eyes peeled for a... probably a Poliwag, because I was seeing them earlier. I can grab one and teach it Waterfall and be on my way. Well, you don't look like you can learn Waterfall. And you don't look like you can learn Waterfall. That might have been the most surfing I've ever done. With, like, so few encounters. I think my game is broken. Alright, being as efficient as I am, I didn't get the super rod in Moss Deep, but that's okay, I can just use the good rod that I got back in the days when I was being inefficient. Dark days I try not to think about. Alright, fine. Alright, Ladybug, you're very cute, but that's not what I need right now. I don't need cute. I need something that can climb up waterfalls, and you don't get to do that by being cute. I was definitely seeing Wild Poliwag on the way to Sutopolis. Like, specifically over here. I could be, like, through Victory Road by now. I could have beaten the Pokemon League by now. I could be decorating my secret base by now. Sandslash, get out of here, you're gonna drown. I'll help you. There, you're safe now. Alright, maybe while I search, I can bring along Bob the Surskit. It'll be real easy to level him up, because he's only level 5. Unless I find something right now. I suppose I found something, alright. Maybe that one's on me for not specifying what. Alright. Now, I know I said I don't want to spread the XP around at this crucial point, but desperate times, unfortunately, call for desperate measures. This Phoebe, you know, same loop as what Mags is currently in, which means it'll eventually become a Seadra. And then I've got a Waterfall user. Let's go, Bob. Alright, Bob. See what you got. Okay, Bob. You know, ice can melt into water. You're, you know, on the right track. But we're not quite there yet. I'll keep looking for Poliwag, level up Bob in the meantime. Bad news for everybody afraid of spiders. You can't even escape from them underwater. Oh, congratulations, Bob, you learned Pit Missile. I was hoping you learned Waterfall. Okay, Fampy, you're trying to win me over by being cute? It's kind of working. Bob the Butterfree. Rolls right off the tongue, but it is just not what I need right now. I just haven't really been making mental notes of where I've been finding things, or else I could go back to a previous route and catch a water type. Yeah, I don't... Like, I remember where Dragonair was, which can maybe learn Surf, but I don't know about Waterfall. Like, maybe. There we go! The Pelipper! If this can somehow not learn Waterfall, then, I don't know, I'm probably gonna cry. I don't want to attack it, it's gonna die. Let's see. Something that won't really hurt it. Maybe, you know, I was complaining that Phoebe wasn't very... or even Nathan the Torkoal. Let's switch to Phoebe. Let's try this. Okay, perfect. I can just do that a couple times. And then I'm gonna have to go all the way back to grab this thing from the PC, because I'm clogging up that spot in my party with Bob. Okay, what do I name you? I'm going to name you after your destiny. Bob, give me back that XP share right now, young man. And we'll give it back to Mags. Sure. Okay, so there we go. And please Arceus above. Come on, I hate this game. Or I could save myself a little bit of time by just looking up right now if Dragonair can learn Waterfall. It can learn Waterfall, okay. So, yeah, never mind. Bob, give me that back. You're going back to hell after all, Bob. I mean, this works too. You know, same dilemma. I need to not kill it. Would it be able to take an ice punch from an Oddish? Just barely, yes. If this thing can't learn Waterfall, I'm gonna throw up. Oh, starter catchphrase. Hey! That was my Mr. Quater. Sure, a Premier Ball. Look at this fancy Pokeball you get to be in. Don't you want to come along and use Waterfall for me? There we go. You won't be disappointed, sir. I'm going to call you Chompy. And Chompy, you and I will accomplish great things together. Like using Waterfall. Dragon Claw, very nice. I did find that TM, but nobody could learn it. Okay, at long last. I've wasted so much time. I could have absolutely gotten through Victoria Road by now. Well, I for one am excited for Chompy to save the run. To save me. All these trials and tribulations will make me a stronger person. Probably. What on earth am I doing? Is this a dead end? How on earth did I get lost? Going into you know, getting lost going into a straight line is actually pretty on brand for me, so I'll let it slide, but still. Into a straight line was a weird way to word that. Okay, where on earth am I? What am I doing with my life? Okay, I'm dying. And it's all because nobody could learn Waterfall. I'd say this is the worst dream of my life, but I haven't done very many, so there's plenty of time to have a worse one. Alright. I've got Strength, I've got Rock Smash, I've got Waterfall, I've got Surf, I need all those things. Here we go. I don't have Flash, but I should get by just fine without it. I'm gonna get through this. I'm gonna not die at the hand of this Deoxys. I'm gonna kick Wally in the teeth. And then we're gonna beat this game. You know what, actually? Part of Nathan's loop is Magneton. And there is no way Magneton cannot learn Flash. So this is gonna be a race. Can I complete the room before... If I have to resort to such a tactic, it can just be a failure on my part. I bet that could use Waterfall. I do still have one- oops. God! Why do I keep doing that? It's okay, I think I know what to do. Oh hi, how's it going? You noble, majestic beast. Now, as I was saying, I come in here and I boop the boulder into its little pocket. And then, you know, if I had not pushed that one down... do I have to reset the room? I might have to. Because I don't see a way around to push it back up. Alright, well, I didn't complete the room before Nathan became a Magneton. How inefficient of me. This hurts my pride just a little bit, but you know what? We gotta be efficient. Boop. And boop. There we go. Easiest room in the whole place, and I can't even do that right. Going out of my way to fight Vito would be far too inefficient. So I won't. I got distracted by my phone going off. I didn't even see you switched to, you know, something a little more needle arm resistant. Hooray for Mags. Okay, back to Dugtrio. I've seen more trainers switch their Pokemon in this randomizer than I have in, like, any of the times I've played this game casually. Not that this isn't casual, but you know what I mean. Why don't I... Yeah, let's give somebody else a turn up front. As level 50 seems like a fine place to be for the Pokemon League. So, there's no need to go super nuts leveling up Bean. I don't even want to look at you right now. You remind me of Bob. Yeah, for some reason I thought he was a lot more out of the way. I'm not sure why I thought that, but it clicked as soon as I saw him standing there. I was like, wait a second. Alright, now we can officially say we battled the entire Winstray family. It's about time I caught a break. She even said, you must be tired. And she gave me a Magikarp to fight as a nice little break. She's being so considerate. That wasn't a taunt at all, though she's concerned for my well-being. Thank you, Caroline. Thank you very much. Okay, no, this looks familiar. I think I'm almost out. Like, beyond this should be the last room where it's, like, lit up again. Alright, here we go. In Mauville, he had a Milotic. I will say, Mags has come a long way from just having Zap Cannon and Nature Power. Back in the day, I would never dream of having Mags be my lead to give Bean a break. It would have been somebody else. I did want an underdog story, and I think I got one. And yet, Zap Cannon still haunts me. Alright, this might actually work in my favor. Because Magmar is a little less chonky than Umbreon is. And transform was your downfall, Umbreon. Look at Mags go, I'm so proud. Hopefully someday I'll meet the real Mags, so I can tell her what a good kitty she is. Alright, no sign of that Milotic. But that's okay. This is a randomizer, you know, my Pokemon have been changing, so it makes sense that Wally has gone from a Ralts to a Milotic, and then to something else again. We've been through thick and thin together. We have Mags, with Signal Beam, Flamethrower, Shockwave, and Dive, unrecognizable from who she used to be. We have Nathan, with Thunderbolt, Surf, Sludge Bomb, and Ice Punch, also pretty good. Phoebe. We have Bean, with Strength, Thunder, Needle Arm, and Fly. All beautiful souls in their own right. And now, let us seize victory together. Alright, our first opponent of the Elite Four is a Pineco, which I think Mags can handle. Alright, Quillfish. Mags can also handle that. But let's, you know... Victory is meant to be shared, so let's let Nathan do this. Let's also let Nathan take a super effective superpower to the face. My bad, Nathan. Alright, so as I was saying, I think Mags can handle this. Is this what Bean could have been if she stayed at Quillfish? Wasn't expecting to have to use Revive this early, gotta be honest. Alright, the beast has been slain. Metagross. Alright, I mean, this Mags just seems like the one for the job. I spent so long complaining that I didn't have an answer to steel types, and I'm glad that's not the case anymore, but, you know. My plan was not to solo this with anybody. Now a fire type. Well, thankfully I have an answer to that as well. Turns out die was a great decision, I just didn't see it in the moment. Okay, Spinda. Let's go Phoebe. Mags can't have all the glory. So let's get a lovely Aeroblast. I got kind of used to using Return on Phoebe just because, you know, a bunch of Phoebe's forms are normal types. I mean, as much as I'd love to share the glory, that attack... Ugh, yeah, Phoebe's entire moveset is all special. Alright, just kidding, Phoebe. We're switching to Bean. I don't want to be here all day. That would be very efficient of me. You'll have your moment, Phoebe, I promise. You will take the life of something before this Elite Four challenge is over. I'm not sure why I went for Needle Arm and not Thunder, but I'm not sure why I do a lot of things. There we go. Go Bean! And C-Dot. Alright. All in all, I think this went fairly well for a first Elite Four battle. You know, I'm sure Nathan would disagree, but that's okay. I have revives. He'll be fine. I don't know who's holding the XP share right now, but if Phoebe doesn't have it, I need to give it to Phoebe, because the sooner I get out of Spoink Land, the better. Because once we're on to like Togetic and Wigglytuff later on in the loop, then I get stab returns, and that's gonna be good. Oh boy. Alright. You know, assuming that doesn't come at an inconvenient time. Or, you know, it might not matter if Bean keeps missing. Bean, you're better than this. I know you are. There we go! Hooray! It's one down. Phoebe's gotta participate in the battle against Phoebe. This is the destined showdown. There can only be one. And I'd say I'd love to see Phoebe solo this, but come on. I'm gonna try it though. Let's see here. How about... I just took away the the silk scarf. We'll try Aeroblast again. It's a Meowth. I'd like to think I could do some damage to this. Maybe not. It's gonna be a second before Phoebe evolves. Alright, that's not terribly different. It's probably just gonna put it in healing range if I use either one of those again. Let's try... We'll just try a variety of things. We'll see what happens. Because Meteor Mash, I think, can raise my attack, which might, you know, help me if it actually does it. I just want to see Phoebe succeed. That said, this isn't where I want to use my entire supply of hyper potions. Phoebe, you'll have another chance. Go, Nathan. I do appreciate having 2 stab moves, but we're gonna go Surf, as it's stronger, if I'm not mistaken. I don't believe that I am. Okay. With switch out of the water. Okay, that's, you know, I see the strategy. And that worries me ever so slightly. But we're gonna see what an Ice Punch can do. Or maybe we won't. Alright, I was hoping for better results than that. Nathan, this is not your day, is it? Ugh. Alright, Bean's got the highest defense out of anybody being a steel type, so if I need to tank normal attacks, Bean to the rescue. Okay. That's all fine, I guess. I don't have anything super effective, so this is just gonna have to do. Or I could try... Even with stab, that didn't really do a whole lot, so let's go for neutral damage. I don't like that that's how much I do with a crit. Go, Bean, go! Alright. That could have gotten bad. And Aron... Alright, Nathan. You need a victory after that. After that, and also after the superpower incident. I figured with my luck that was probably gonna crit. There we go. Good job, Nathan. I never doubted you. Except for when I did. Yoth. Sure, Nathan can stay in. I want Phoebe to participate, but as a spoink, I think it's just not happening. I never did find any psychic moves as TMs that I could teach Boink. Like, maybe... I should have switched. Maybe one of those items that I skipped was, you know, the TM for Psychic or something, and my efficiency is now my downfall. That karate chop is worrying. It didn't occur to me that in their current state, almost all of my team is weak to fighting. All I have to do is not miss, and that shouldn't be an issue. Yay! And finally a Azumarill. Alright. I want everybody to participate, and I don't think Mags has been out in this battle yet. So let's go Shockwave. I feel like you have something sinister planned with all those special defense drops. Choosing interesting times to use these potions. Alright, I guess that would explain all the metal sounds. This is gonna hurt. I know not speed, or else I could avoid it with dive. Okay, Mags can just go down swinging, I guess. I want Phoebe to do something. Like, that should be all the full restores, so all Phoebe has to do is chip down this health. Or it might chip its own health down. Yeah, you did more damage to yourself than Phoebe did to you. Well, that's fine. Phoebe will evolve into something that can fight just a little bit better. Go Bean. Alright, apparently I should have bought more revives. Okay. Phoebe, get back there, out of harm's way. We'll try Nathan first. Alright, surely Nathan can handle the bull beats. What if I go for the poison? Because it's not stab, but I did give Nathan the poison barb. Alright, no poison. That's fine. Maybe I should just give him the Mystic Water back. I think Mags has it right now. One of these times he's gonna get the Omni Boost, and I'm gonna be upset when it happens. I shouldn't have to be so afraid of a Volbeat. Okay, now let's try the poison. Okay, I was expecting a heal, but that works too, I guess. Alright, last time there was a switch like that, it was to switch into Water Absorb. So, yeah, not that I would use Surf on a Slowking anyway, but let's avoid it regardless, and I was hoping that'd miss. That's fine. And I'll never know if Nathan would have survived that if it hadn't crit. Alright, sad day for Nathans everywhere. Go Mags. I know Slowbro is a chonky boy, but this Slowking appears to be the chonkiest boy of them all. The chonkiest girl, it's a slow queen. I also didn't think that would kill. I am on a roll, aren't I? Okay. Bean can take a Thunder, no problem. But they don't have to. And Zubat. Alright, I'm gonna, take this opportunity. And I'm sure it's got something up its sleeve, because everybody knows Zubat have sleeves. But until I see what that is, I'm just gonna go ahead and heal. Get poor Nathan and Mags back in the game. I might need that Sacred Ash sooner than I thought. And it's not like not like Mind Reader stacks or anything. So I think I'd like to take this as if it had anything that could damage me, it'd be using it by now. Alright, there we go. A nice healing opportunity. Doug Trio. Alright, Nathan. Let's try this again. There we go. All you have to do is not get put to sleep. A tall order, I'm sure. That's been happening a lot today. Okay, perfect. And there's level 45 for Phoebe. And back to Volbeat. Let's just not mess around, let's just flamethrower it. And there's the heal. I'm gonna sit in the Mystic Water, I should give Mags the charcoal. And Cleffa. Yeah, we'll keep Mags, I'll just heal. Alright, Mags. It may look cute, but look. Look at that howl of rage and fury. We must put an end to whatever his evil plans may be. Alright, started off strong with Sidney, but things have gotten interesting. Alright, Phoebe. You have graduated from Spoikdom. There's not a lot of battles left, so I think you've done so for the last time. Not the Diggly buff is incredible, but, you know, you should get more use out of return this way. Yeah, that attack is roughly the same, I think. But I do get stabbed, so that's gonna have to make the difference. Alright, almost done. I was hoping to see Nathan the Charizard before this was done. Okay, well we saw Latias earlier. Why not? Maybe this one will be just as scary, or maybe it won't. Right off the bat, we're dealing with shenanigans. And I do love me a good shenanigan, but not this kind. Okay, let's go... Being can tank a Mega Punch, no problem. That works too, I guess. Sure. Like, maybe I could have kept Nathan in and just used Surf. Alright, what was Drake trying to accomplish? I fear I will never know. We'll stick with Thunders, I guess, but raising defense is gonna make this potentially not fun. Yeah. Oh, and Hail. Goody. At least it's hurting itself with it. Ow. Well, as I pointed out before, my entire team is weak to fighting, and this time it actually is entire now that Phoebe's an Igglybuff. I might just have to let Bean go down for the safe switch. And, you know, try and do something on the way out. Okay, there we go. I don't appreciate the hail being in place now, though. Alright, let's go to Mags for the Signal Beam. I think I do want to heal Bean real quick, though. Hopefully... I don't regret that. Yeah, it just didn't occur to me that I had such a big weakness, and it turns out it's fighting. Okay. Not a fan of that, but... yeah, that's only slightly worse than Karate Chop. Okay, that's good. I guess I'll heal again. I'm not gonna... You know, getting hurt in confusion only happens to me, so... And here we go again. I mean, this might work in my favor. If my health is low enough that it sees the kill with Sky Attack, because Karate Chop won't quite do it, then it's gonna keep going for it, which I can survive, and then I can heal on the turn that it charges? I don't know. Or I could go right back to Karate Chopping. Excellent. Thank you, Mags. I didn't like that. And Wartortle. I could, you know... let Nathan face his inner demons. Again with the eruptions. I know in the very first stream of this, Nathan said stop sandbagging him. Hopefully he's not watching this. Alright, there's Phoebe. And back to Latios. Don't know that Thunder is gonna help me all that much, as we saw with Latias. But nothing's gonna help if I can't hit. And one more Bulbasaur. This is annoying. And even Nathan's Ice Punches just weren't doing that much. There's not a whole lot I can do except just kind of chip away. Huh. I mean, I could try and Ice Punch again, but... that did a little bit more than I was expecting. I'm just not sure who can eat one of those. I guess Mags is probably my best bet. Because Phoebe's certainly not. And Nathan's half dead. Okay, I'll switch on the digging turn, assuming that's what he's doing again. And then we'll go Signal Beam, I guess. Okay, yeah, that didn't do very much. That's good. And I just need one more of these, and we are out of here. Or I could miss. Alright, Mags. If there were ever a time. There we go. Alright. The legendary stats in the Elite Four is something I wasn't excited to find, but, you know, I should have known it was gonna happen. Charcoal to Mags. Mystic Water goes to Nathan. Phoebe can have the Silk Scarf back. The XP sure doesn't matter anymore. We're at the end. And Bean Nathan, to be honest. I don't think I remember what Bean's holding. Amulet coin. Okay, that's where all that money came from. Okay, let's see here. Focus band, maybe? In a clutch moment, who could save me? If not, then maybe the King's Rock? Because Needle Arm can flinch, but I haven't really seen it do it very many times. Plus, if I'm a Torkoal, I'm not going to outspeed anyway. So let's go Focus Band for Bean. Nathan's special attack is looking nice, so I'm going to start with Phoebe. Because, you know, I want everybody to participate, and Phoebe just kind of hasn't been participating other than as a punching bag. So I'd like for Phoebe to get some form of victory here. Nathan too. It's been rough for Nathan. Okay, for Love Disc, I think we're just gonna go ahead and go return. I don't remember, I think, doesn't this song, like, people claim it, like, copyright, even though it's not? I'm just gonna not risk it, I think. I think this is the one of the Champion songs. Maybe it was Lance's? Like, people use it in their, like, SoundCloud remixes, and then that version of it gets detected in the YouTube's copyright thing, and it gets claimed. Alright. Lame, but... Okay, well there we go, Phoebe. You did it. This is like the best Champion song, so I hate to mute it, but I'm just gonna have to. Okay, I don't like to see that. Go, Bean, go. We started with Needle Arm, and it's carried us all the way to the end. I appreciate it much more than I ever thought I would. Alright, go Megs. That's a kill for Phoebe, a kill for Bean. Will it be a kill for Megs? With the charcoal, perhaps it will be, even coming from a Wurmple. Alright, I guess not, but that's okay. Maybe now it will be, though. Almost. Alright, probably gonna heal, so I'll take this opportunity to do some healing of my own. Here you go, Phoebe. Maybe when it's time to upload this to YouTube, I can replace the battle theme with something else. Because just silence is not going to be very interesting as game audio, I think. Okay. That's what my full restores are for. Okay, one more okay. One more confusion check, never mind. And then one more flamethrower. Mags, I was singing your praises in Victory Road. There we go. And Loudred, let's go... Sure, let's go Nathan. There might be a better matchup later, but... let's see what happens. Nathan needs a victory, and to stop going to sleep. I don't care how lore accurate it is. It's almost noon, surely he's awake by now. I'm gonna have to text Nathan later and tell him he's had the worst Elite Four performance I've ever seen. There we go, full restore for Nathan. We'll heal up Bean, and then we'll go from there. Nathan will have a victory, mark my words. There are still a couple Pokemon left. Okay. Maybe Thunder would be fine, but I just don't feel like messing with the accuracy right now. I want this thing off my screen so Nathan can have his victory. Well, I don't mind eating through all the potions here. Because I wasn't really paying attention to the levels, but 58 would be the replacement for Metagross, and I don't think that's come out yet. And so, if that one can't be healed, that's fine with me. Thank you, Loudred, that was very kind. Alright. 46 for Nathan. Cacnea. Surely Nathan can handle a Cacnea. He has Sludge Bomb, he has Ice Punch. Okay. Nathan, you're on the way to victory. Just don't screw this up. Alright, it's official. During the champion battle, everybody has a little bit of blood on their hands. I also didn't see what that said. It's a Gengar, okay. Go Nathan. And we've come full circle, here we are, superpower again. This is how Nathan's Elite Four run began, and it's how it ends. Okay, go Bean, I guess. Might as well come full circle in that regard as well. I wish it were practical to finish this with Needle Arm, but, you know, poison type. Excellent. I guess it's fortunate that False Swipe is apparently the best he got. And there we go. Bean, the one who started it all, has ended it all. Has led us to ultimate victory. And at last, Nathan gets to escape the shackles of being a Spheal, but just a little bit too late. But you know what? Spheal ultimately was able to contribute. I don't know if Whisper would have been able to. So that's fine. Who let you in here? I saw your levels in Lily Cove. I could probably turn the... Okay. Watch me have been thinking of the wrong song and having muted it for nothing. But I'm sure there are plenty of songs that get sampled and are gonna get muted and I just don't know about them. I'm a little bit afraid of that. Alright, Phoebe! Mags! Nathan! And last but not least, Bean! Welcome to the Hall of Fame! And there's me! 16 hours and 6 minutes. That sounds pretty efficient to me. Alright. I keep asking myself why my back always hurts. I think the answer is the fact that I'm sitting at my desk like a shrimp. Spiel, Solrock, Burble, Wobbuffet, Caterpie, Minun. There's gonna be a whole lot of Pokemon in here that I don't normally see in a regular playthrough. This is based on the Pokemon I battled. Or that I've owned, like anything that I've registered in the Pokédex in any capacity. And so the randomizer means that this is going to be an interesting looking credit sequence. Oh, Wartortle. A little bit lame that Nathan didn't get to be a Charizard for the Elite Four. But I would have settled for Wartortle too, and that didn't happen either. Oh, there's Bob. Right after Nathan the Whisperer. But we don't talk about Bob. Bob has shattered my trust forever. And it will never come back. Bean! And there's a Nathan. And there's Nathan! A whole bunch of Nathans in quick succession there. And I saw Chompy too. So, I have time, so I think the secret base decorating extravaganza sounds like a good way to end things. Because I only got the table and a couple of dolls and a chair, but I have access to Lily Cove. And there was Bean the Quillfish. So we're gonna head to the department store, go to the secret base decorations, and see what we can grab. And then we'll fly back to Fortree, decorate it, and call it a stream. Call it a playthrough. Because we are done. Hello, good sir. My Pokédex has C177 and COT 37. Could use more quantity, but this is looking more like a Pokédex now. Alright. And then off we go to Lily Cove. Alright, I have to try it. Yeah, the playthrough's over. I'm allowed to be inefficient now, I guess. Nah. What a shame. Okay. I think it's 4th? Or maybe not. It's not. Okay. Let's see here. Cushions. I don't know, the cushions, like, you can't even sit on them if I'm remembering right. Okay, dolls. We gotta have dolls. We gotta have... Let's go. Gulpin, and Swablu, and Skitty, and Zurl, and Kecleon, and Baltoy, and Wynot, and Duskull, and Jigglypuff, and Meryl, and Pikachu, and Pichu. Yeah, probably those. Posters. Okay, there are some good posters. The long poster, C poster, the Pika poster is really cute. And the sky poster is a good one too. Azurill print, I like that one. Mudkip, Torchic, Trico, let's get all 3. Viper, sure, we'll just get them all. We'll buy everything. I've got the money for it. And mats. Okay, I like the mats. I can put the Whalmer doll on one. It's appropriate that it goes on the surf mat, so we'll do that. And then just for funsies. And I guess I can grab cushions just for fun as well. Zigzagoon cushion, sure. Pokeball cushion. Alright, there we go. And then I can swing back around to Fortree, because they had, you know, other chairs and stuff I can grab. How about, I have a great idea. How about I go in the correct house? There we go. Okay, tables and desks and whatnot. How about a Pokemon desk? I did say I like the comfort desk, and it also matches my current base. Huge desk. How about the... I just don't know if I want a huge desk, because the mat's gonna do that job. Pokeball chair. Let's get another comfort chair. There's an argument that a log chair would fit just as well. Okay, let's go. Okay, let's see here. I've got this adorable little Pokemon desk. Let's put it here. And the second comfort desk. How about we can kind of be on opposite corners. I don't think I can move them without putting them away. Which is unfortunate, but that's okay. I didn't have a ton of stuff out yet, so I'm not losing a ton of time by doing that. It's not the same shade of green, but it matches decently, I guess. Pokeball. It just looks like another desk, but a little bit smaller. Let's go here. And that one kind of already has a chair next to it, so let's do that. And the camp chair. Yeah, it just looks like a log. I like this chair. We'll put it here. And plants. I didn't get plants. I get those at the flower shop. Okay, I'm going to the flower shop. Alright, gimme! I'll take 2 of everything. I guess not. Okay. Fine. Crushing my dreams. Do you want my money or not? Secret bases really should come back in the main series, I'm just saying. Okay, let's see here. The pretty flowers is adorable. So let's go... I wish the PC didn't have to be here, so I could put it here and here, like, you know, as a, you know, walk through the flowers and then get to the second room. Let's actually wait. Let's go mat. Put it back here. Doesn't match super well, but that's alright. It just looks like a nice little pond. And in that pond will go our Whalmer. Look how happy he looks. He's so smiley. And he's going to have friends in the pond. We have Azurill. And we have... Meryl. Lotad's a water type too, but... eh. Alright, let's go Lotad. Let's go... I bought all these dolls, but I didn't buy enough desks for them, so... I don't really know what the plan was, but... How about Torchic? Let's go Pikachu up here. With Pichu. And Jigglypuff. What do you mean? Oh, okay, I bought all this crap and I can't even place it all. Alright, then... who needs this stupid old desk? And who needs this stupid old chair? I don't believe in chairs. Chairs are a myth. I haven't even put up my posters either. Ugh. There. And the Wingull poster can go... I wish I could center this a little bit better. Ugh, fine. I think the cushions have to go on a table too, don't they? Yeah. Sure. Alright, plants. Let's go colorful plants. There we go. How many am I at? Is it gonna tell me? Of course not. That makes way too much sense. What about pretty flowers? Can go over here. Okay. And the spin... Nope, okay. You know what? This is fine, I guess. We've got stuff. We got posters, we got dolls, we got a cushion, we got... It came with a free chair. Can't argue with that. Alright. Here it is, my secret base. Gaze upon its splendor. I don't like how empty this looks over here. Alright, I'm gonna move those flowers so they're up against the wall. Up against that corner there. Is that a little bit better? I think so. Alright. Now gaze upon its splendor. I could live with this. I wish I could add more stuff, but... there we go. Everything's in view. Alright, well thank you all for joining me for the Pokemon Sapphire Randomizer. This is the grand finale. Our journey has come to an end. The journey that we began with Bean as a Quillfish, who is now a majestic Torkoal. So I'll see you all next time for my next stream. It's going to be a drawing stream. And in the time between now and then, I can start thinking about what game I want to stream next. But this was fun. So thank you everybody who watched, and I'll see you next time.